Hello, my name is Victor Reed. I ain't got nothing to fucking say, but I'm gonna say whatever I think when it comes off of my fucking brain. First off, dear Charlie, know who I'm talking about? Yeah, dear Charlie, I'm sorry that you're gone, but I'm sorry, Charlie, I don't listen to Beyonce much, but I acknowledge that she's got a lot of talent, dog. And to say that her music is disgusting shows the ignorance and hatred deep down inside of your masked self by your religion to cover it up. You thought pushing your beliefs as facts, using only partial real facts onto younger people was helpful, but it was manipulative, and any intelligent, logical human being could see, hear, feel that from a mile away. I'm not celebrating your death, but I'll debunk everything you say that I disagree with ease, cause I ain't need to try. I'm Victor Reed, so please just give me one more chance at life. Nobody knows that you're dead and gone tonight, bro. Less than the cipher, rapping and I got to be the greatest I know. You waiting for Christ, dog. I have been arrived, dog. Seeing what I told you, I have been a wild dog. No one even noticed it. I have been Messiah. You don't even know why, but I told you all why. That I am how, cause I am Victor Reed. Holy Christ, you don't see it how I tell you, but I told you that I might, and I'm almighty. Man, I'm not just might or light, not a metaphor. I'm literally almighty. Yeah, so why the fuck are people getting fired, losing their jobs for saying what they have to say about this Charlie Kirk? Sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry, Charlie, that you got shot in the fucking neck. But these people are losing their jobs. They're losing everything because they don't agree with you. And they say that they don't agree with you on the social media. People use that as a weapon to cut them out of their life in misery. Now they don't have a job or anything. No way to pay rent, no way to pay for money. Food, no way to get it. They're hungry, man. You see what I mean? Or maybe you don't. The average rap artist isn't glorifying anything good to listen to, but there are some great rap artists that make songs about real world problems like Joyner Lucas and Eminem. What about Tupac? What about NF? What about Nas? Listen to this. Alright. You say insane, hyper, paranoid way to look at life you speak of is 100% real. And white people do it all the time to stare at you like fucking hatred or fear. Cause it's not easy for black youth to get jobs with private business owners that never really liked black people while they grown up. So now everybody wants to hear the fucking truth, man. You think it's hyper paranoid, man? You dumb as fuck. And that's why you were dead. Nah, I'm just joking, dog. I don't think that you're dumb. You just one-sided, dog. I've heard songs that other things, racism too, anti-homophobia songs, anti-drinking and driving songs, anti-gang violence songs, anti-Holocaust songs, meaning they were against the Holocaust, not against the idea that it ever existed, anti-single families, anti-selling drugs, anti-slavery, sex slavery, anti-rape, anti-pedophiles, anti-bullies, etc. Man, you don't really listen to the music, so shut the fuck up while we tell you what's really true. Staying with your partner is not necessarily an immoral choice. It's cheating that's the problem, and listening to rap music isn't bad for you. And think about cheating as the problem. You could be spreading STDs, so that's really the logic. And then you hurting people in the moment because they don't know that you really just going out of your way to fucking hurt everybody by cheating. But it's not a fucking immoral to leave your partner if you're not happy with them. Listening to rap music isn't bad for you, Charlie. Just like watching Scarface isn't bad for you, Charlie. Or playing GTA isn't bad for you, Charlie. What's bad for you is having hatred in your heart disguised as love, trying to manipulate the whole world and other people into choosing your religion. You're a missionary, and you take only parts of information and display them to debate, because to you, not going to church is a bad choice, but not everybody believes in your religion. Also, there shouldn't be anything called a black or white neighborhood. That's called ghettos and segregation, but that's another conversation. Yeah, it said right after Jesus died, a significant earthquake shook the land, splitting rocks in its wake. This event was a powerful demonstration of God's presence and power if you believe. The heavy curtain within the temple, which separated the most holy place from the rest of the sanctuary, was ripped in two from top to bottom. This event supposedly signified that the veil between God and humanity had been removed, providing direct access to God through Christ's sacrifice. After that, apparently the earthquake also caused tombs to open and many bodies of deceased saints were raised to life. These resurrected individuals then went into Jerusalem and appeared to many people after Jesus' resurrection. After his physical death, Jesus' human spirit went to be with the God, the Father in paradise. 3 days later, the Jesus' spirit and body was reunited. He rose from the dead and center event of Jesus' life. Christian belief as an event seen as the demonstration of Jesus' decisive victory over sin and death. His spirit went to preach to the spirits held in prison and release the righteous from dead from Hades to take them with him to heaven. So my question is, what do you think will happen when I die? Care to find out? Let's find out. Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. But here I gotta talk about it because you started some shit that I don't believe in, Adam. You say you don't believe in reparations. Well, rich plantation slave owners got to hand down their lands and wealth to their descendants and got compensated to free the slaves versus the slaves did not get land or lands or reparations to hand down to their descendants or wealth to hand down. So that's the fucking difference. Not getting reparations versus other people in the moment. You see this, people still suffering from it. You say there's no segregation, but walk into a superstore, walk into a supermarket, you see these people looking at you like you are the target. Sorry, Charlie, not everyone is a pervert. And you forget intersex children exist, should have the decision to use which locker room they feel most comfortable in. If that's how they represent themselves and identify, you forget how incredibly mean children are when their parents aren't around and you realize, but you would subjugate them into even more bullying by forcing them to use the gender-assigned locker room of which their doctor accidentally made the mistake of assigning them without knowing. Unfortunately, this can't always be 100% reversed through surgeries and hormone replacement therapy when they are mature enough to make these decisions, but luckily, sometimes it can completely make huge positive impacts on the intersex person, which many don't consider to be transgender, but can be argued that they are. So yes, protect the kids from each other being perverts, but keep in mind they're kids and most of them are already perverted, hence them being hormonal teenagers. So you can have strict rules about making sexual advances or public displays of affection or staring at each other, but don't expect them to tell you everything that's going on. They're fucking kids. There was this girl that came into the boys' bathroom when I was in school and going pee in the urinal, and she watched me piss without me realizing that she was standing right there. So it's not just men and boys who are perverted. I have been molested by a female officer who made my ex-girlfriend watch as she put her hands down my pants to jerk me off, and I was upset, but I was having kind of a good time because she cheated on me that week before my girlfriend at the time, so it's like I got back at her, but I didn't have the fucking choice to let the female officer touch me or not, so I was molested. And when I was in college, some girl put something into my drink and I woke up she was on top of me, and I don't know how the fuck, but I had a giant hard on. So women, girls, to the point is to teach them to keep their hands and eyes to themselves, both men and women in the locker room. It's just that plain fucking simple. You wouldn't complain to your gym teacher that the autistic kid or the kid with Down syndrome is changing in your locker room because they were born differently. So why stop there? Why not go back all the way to segregation if you have so much fucking hatred? If it's such a big deal to everybody, why not go back to black boys' schools, black girls' schools, black intersex schools, black special needs schools, white boys' schools, white girls' schools, white intersex schools, white special needs schools, Latino schools, Latina schools, etc. Do you get my fucking point? It's all the fucking same. We are all human being. We are all human being. We are all one family. I'm sorry, Charlie, but not everything that you say is true, dog. Just because you believe that it's true, dog. Hold up, I'm trying to read at the same time, dog. But these words just blurred in my eyes, dog. I'm using glasses that are like 7 years old. Shit, I probably need a new prescription, but dog, I ain't got the money for much at all. So I just be myself, rapping every day, freestyling what I believe. I'm the greatest, I'm Messiah, I'm the one that you don't need. But I'm gonna be here anyway, you don't understand. I'm the greatest rapper, dog. Whether you like it or not, I'm right here in your face. I am the greatest rapper every day. Let me get shit out my fucking face. Let me get shit up out my fucking chest. I've noticed that the black community, most especially, has now assigned any type of gay advance on anyone else as being called Diddy. Diddy. Yeah. Which is both hilarious but entirely fucked up, because the concept of making a gay advance on someone you also think is gay versus raping and or sex trafficking are totally different. Not saying he did it or didn't do those things, but honestly, it just looks like you're embarrassed of someone in your community, and let's be honest, he was way too rich to be still part of any more community. A black man might possibly be gay or bi, so you use his name as an scapegoat or slur. It's basically like a white man calling you the N-word to get away with homophobia, and it's shameful. Meanwhile, most of you praise a white Jesus that tells you not to worship him, but to follow him, to love your neighbors, or for those of you that are Muslim, in the Quran it instructs you to be good to the neighbor who is your relative and the neighbor who is not. But it looks like the racist, prejudicial white people rubbed off on you, and now you act like when a Puerto Rican gets called a Mexican or vice versa. For some reason they can get very upset with that. Whenever you get called out for anything similar, it's obvious that more white kids statistically shoot up schools, but black youth have disproportionately high rates of firearm homicides compared to other racial groups. There has to be a point when we come together instead of pointing fingers like this post was written for, pointing at all of us guilty and in need of judgment and unity. It's not fair to be judged by the color of our skin, but going around judging sexual orientation is just as harmful, especially when showing hatred or violence towards one another. It's not fair for children to have less resources in certain areas while also having a very high percentage of families without fathers present with them. It's not fair that white cops will kill you out of fear or hatred whenever they get the chance due to both racism and lack thereof acclamation towards each other. However, recently working in hospitality, I've seen the last few years, I've met a lot of black and female officers. It's not fair that you feel you don't have a choice but to choose crime and or violence, but you do have a choice. You always have a choice. I have been beaten and molested by cops and hurt by many people, but I choose not to hurt anyone. I'm not talking about stealing a loaf of bread or food to survive. I'm talking about murder, rape, kidnapping, sex trafficking. Declara Brown stabbed 23-year-old, I can't even say her last name, 3 times on the train for no fucking reason, but stated he got that white girl. You know that meme with the angry looking black guy on Facebook and it says, "Free my cousin," and then in the comment section it says, "Don't free him." We've got to be more honest about the people we know and grown up with, regardless of our race. We all know somebody that should just stay behind bars or get help. The whole snitches get stitches thing is so old and whack, like they're literally saving lives, and yet you'll act like good human beings and or religious in front of people, but then you'll agree with the statement, stitches get stitches, to act tough because you become the problem. And MLK Jr. would be ashamed in all of us because we still haven't came together like his dream, the way that he had explained in his speech. We've come so far though as one human family, but we've got so much further to go. If you're offended by this post, it's probably because I wrote it about you. Black Lives Matter, the LGBT community, and Diddy. But you see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? So sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. Rapping like I've always thought that you're Charlie. We've got Charlie everywhere, so you're a target. And what are we supposed to do with all the Charlies? All these fucking enemies. You try to feed Wait, hold up. You try to feed 45 million babies, Charlie. Comparing abortions to the Holocaust is an outrageous and a huge fucking reach. 17 million died in the Holocaust. 6 million were Jewish because they fucking hated them. But almost 85 million died in World War II altogether in general, which almost completely wiped out 2/3 of all Jewish people in Europe. I saw George Carlin live, and he said the Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album was worth at least 100 dead babies. He definitely undersold that album by a few million babies, in my mind. Not everybody believes in your religion, and we don't have to, because that's all it is. It's your religion. Going around telling young people they're wrong based on your religion is highly immoral and extremely manipulative. The fact that you said you would force your daughter to carry and give birth to a child of rape, claiming that she can have a normal, happy life, then that a lot of people have completely, it's fucking delusional. Since it's religious based and you say two wrongs don't make a right and two fetuses look exactly the same regardless of rape, you did not look into your daughter's eyes when you said all of this malarkey on fucking television, trying to convince yourself. You should keep in mind a lot of us at the human fetus look at this shit like a fucking ant. Do you feel bad when you kill an ant? Yes, but you still kill it if it's inside your house because it's probably part of your lease agreement. You don't want ants, so if we think of a fetus as an ant, fuck them. You said a woman would be a narcissistic for having sex without a condom before marriage. You say you have no hate for gay people, but you specifically said they don't choose the lifestyle you believe that God laid out in the scripture, and you won't say that God people should be stoned, but you'll quote scripture that does, while also saying marriage is only between a man and a woman. You claim you only know what intersex children are, but there are only two true genders or two sexes. You say there is no such thing as genders, and even if a trans woman has intersex, she would not be a woman, and if a trans man was intersex, he would not be a man, which is 100% backwards. You kept saying life starts at conception and claiming that's both a scientific fact and stated in your religion that abortion would then be murder. However, you're forgetting once again that you're just a man, and since it's just your religion, regardless of what you believe in or feel in this matter, completely and utterly or basically nullified, since you never get to know what the experience is like to carry a child and then give birth or possibly have a miscarriage, and to know all the emotions that come with it, joy, anxiousness, fear, and pain. You're really just control freak, yeah, that gets off manipulating young people, using a lot of memorized scriptures and often one-sided facts, and that making it appear as though you're trying to teach them while getting paid for it, and then you paid for it. You see, that's real murder, not like an abortion, getting rid of a fucking ant. I'm sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. I don't agree that you should die, but it's too late. It's homicide. Somebody killed you. They end your life. And I'm not celebrating your death, but whomever experience undergoes pregnancy has the autonomy or authority to determine whether to pursue the process, irrespective or regardless of how it is perceived. Regardless if you believe it's murder. Regardless of what you believe in. Yeah. In Florida, you are now likely to encounter someone in a public place with a firearm, visibly, because the court has ruled the state ban on the open carry of firearms is a violation of the Second Amendment. So that basically means don't threaten or assault anyone in public, or you can end up like someone in a Texas Waffle House trying to rob the place, and everyone will pull out their fucking guns on you, and you will be put down in the fucking moment. Perhaps people, innocent people like that girl on the train, wouldn't have gotten murdered. Our guns is on fire, so give me your money. So I light up a fire under your ass. Who is debating this shit so fast? I I am a masturbator. Honey, you shouldn't do that. Put your fucking phone away. But I'm masturbating. Hold on, Christy Gnome's about to shoot another dog again. Fuck, this whole shit's all crazy, man. And I'm the greatest rapper, the rest of you are lazy, and you have your pen and I have my open mind, so think about it every time. Coming against me is suicide. I am the greatest rapper, dead or alive, no matter what you think or thought, whether you like it or not. I am here till you fucking rot, till you fucking all go. You're all dead and gone one day, and I know I got the crown and I don't need it. I've got the throne, I'm sitting on the couch, you all defeated. I'm rapping better than you all, I'm higher than it gets. Looking down over watchtowers, that looking down on over watchtowers, looking down on people, lifting up everything, doing a handstand from the bottom, going around it as I go through it at the same time. I am everything, I am the Messiah, I am the G after everything, and the beginning. And once again, I am G to G, I'm Goldberg, Ailberg silent, cause I'm going to get this shit gone, man. I'm an extraterrestrial in front of E.T. Man, there is a G, you'll see me forever. God bless this year. Genius shit, I rap and I got it, man. Here it goes. Sorry, Charlie, but I'm the greatest and you are gone.